Yes, I do.
James or Phil, you guys can unmute yourself, right? You're not having problems with that?
No, just sitting silently.
I'm good. I just want to check.
No.
Hey, there we go. Hey, there I am. What a noise.
It's the people waiting to be admitted.
I know.
Ding dong.
I make my own fun. La, la.
Trina, I had changed you to a co-host. It just takes a second to take
Thank
up,
you.
so you should
That's
now.
fine. I'm good. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
All of council's on. We just have to wait until 7 o'clock to start.
Gabriella, both of these public, no public hearings, right?
They're going to be tabled tonight.
So how do we do that? Do I say, public hearing and then you say tabled, or do I just say that they're tabled?
Peter, I see you unmuted yourself.
I did. There's no, we can't hear them tonight because our notice, because we moved the meeting date.
Gotcha.
We published, so we haven't technically noticed for a public hearing tonight.
Okay, so then do we just?
Did they do motion to table, or is it just okay to stand?
They're not even really supposed to, they can't have the hearing, so.
Okay.
So just
Table them, they can't exist. So
okay, well, so we'll just say.
Say those are going to be heard those will be heard at our next meeting.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you.
We have an executive session. Are we taking action or no action?
No action.
Okay.
Even better.
Beat me to it. Okay, Mayor, I have started the recording at 7 o'clock. You can start whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. The September 29th, 2020 meeting of the Milltown Borough Council will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas?
Here.
Councilman Dixon?
Here.
Councilman Legati?
Here.
Councilwoman Neubauer?
Here.
Councilman Peretti?
Here.
Councilman Zambrana?
Here.
Mayor, we have 6 present.
Thank you. Will the clerk please read the meeting statement?
Let the minutes reflect that adequate notice of the holding of this regular business meeting of the Borough Council was provided by the adoption of a resolution and the posting, filing, and forwarding of a copy of the same to the official Borough newspapers, Home News Tribune, and Star Ledger Publishing Companies on January 9th, 2020. Renotice of access to the meeting via teleconference was submitted on September 24th. Public participation in this meeting will be permitted during public hearings and after the agenda of scheduled matters has been completed.
Thank you. We will now have a moment of silence, followed by a salute to our flag, which is behind me and Councilman Legati. So we'll start with a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United
States of America
States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so next on the agenda, we had public hearings, which will be heard at our next meeting, which is scheduled for October 13th. So that will move us on to comments from the audience on resolutions. If any member of the audience has comments on the resolutions only, please provide your name and address and follow the instructions given by the clerk.
We have a share screen. If you'd like to make any comments, you can from your telephone, you can press *9. From your Mac or PC, you can press Option or Alt-Y. In your app or on the computer URL, you can choose the option for raise hand, and we'll give a minute to Mayor, I don't show anyone raising their hands.
Thank you. Okay, seeing none, we will move on to the bill list. Will the clerk please read the bill list 20-1, resolution 20-175 by title, please?
Authorizing the payment of bills, claims, and statements in the Borough of Milltown in the total amount of $1,775,358.81.
You've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Move that this resolution be adopted.
I have a resolution by Councilman Dixon, second by Councilwoman Newbauer. Any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas?
Aye.
Oh, I am on. Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Newbauer?
Aye.
Councilman Peretti?
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana?
Aye.
Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to introduction of resolutions and reports of standing committees. A consent resolution has been prepared to cover the resolutions listed on the agenda. If any member of the council wants any resolution acted upon individually, please give me the resolution number and it will be pulled from the consent resolution. Council members?
Sorry, I'm just looking at the numbers.
Thank you.
I believe it's 20-181.
20-182.
Thank you. I'm reading the wrong one. Thank you.
Any others?
And sorry, I should have been more precise. 20-181 through 20-183.
183 is not there.
No, it's only it's the 181 and 182. That's it. Okay, so any others? Okay, so if then hang on. So I will ask. I'd ask the clerk to read the resolution number 20-181 by title.
So, Madam Mayor, wouldn't we?
Oh, the consent first. Sorry, my bad.
Vote.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong spot here. Okay, so will the clerk please read the resolution, the consent resolution, including everything but 20-181 and 20-182.
Whereas pursuant to the...
Sorry, go ahead. My mistake.
That's okay. Whereas pursuant to the rules of council, the council may establish a consent agenda for any regular or special meeting. And whereas the Borough Clerk has posted a consent agenda for this meeting, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that the consent agenda previously prepared by the Borough Clerk be approved without the necessity of having the individual resolutions read by the Borough Clerk.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Make a motion that this be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Legati, second by Councilman Peretti. Any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas,
Aye.
Councilman Dixon,
Aye.
Councilman Legati,
Aye.
Councilwoman Newbauer,
Aye.
Councilman Peretti,
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana.
Aye.
Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
Thank you. So moved. Now I will ask the clerk to read Resolution 20-181 by title.
Resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown granting permission to Milltown Cub Scout Pack 33 to host an overnight campout at Albert Avenue Park, October 9th to October 10th.
What is the pleasure of the council?
This resolution be adopted.
Second.
Sorry, I wasn't looking. I think it was motion by Council President Farkas, second by Councilman Legati.
That's correct.
Okay, good. I'm getting to know your voices better and better. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Madam Mayor. I just had one of these pulled. I just want to make sure to be clarified. I know that there's a process when applications such as this are presented to the council, to the borough clerk. I just want to make sure that we always preface these applications with the fact that they must follow all of the governor's guidelines for safety and precautions during the COVID-19. Right?
Right. So does anybody else have questions? Because I believe we have a representative from the Scouts that can answer any questions.
The only other question I have is that they provide their insurance rider for the event.
So Gabriella, can we unmute whoever would answer the questions for the Scouts?
I am looking. Hold on one second. Beep. I'm just going to request, because there are some unidentified people on the list for participants. If you're the representative for the Cub Scouts, can you please press *9 from your phone or raise your hand by pressing Option or Alt-Y?
Do we have? Is there anybody from the Scouts? I thought there was.
Russ Einbinder raised his hand.
Okay, he's a Scout. Go ahead. Hi, Ray.
No, that was it. We just wanted, or I personally, at least for my question, that answers my question. Yeah, no.
Is that provided? This is just out of curiosity. Is that provided with the initial request to the borough? No, not you, Russ. I'm talking to Gabrielle. No, I appreciate you volunteering, but does that come to the clerk, or what's the process for that?
Or I'm trying to follow. Which process are you asking me about?
So when somebody requests, to use the park, does that is the safety measures and insurance and all of that in the initial request? I mean, how is it followed up?
Anything that's determined based on, because they can't get insurance until it's an approved event. So it's a part of the condition of approval as part of the resolution.
Okay, but they're notified of you need to do X, Y, and Z to be approved. Okay, all right, thank you. So, discuss any other questions about the Cub Scouts?
Maybe it's just identified as iPhone, and they're raising their hand.
Okay.
And maybe Mr. Riley.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, yes, this is Mr. Riley. I'm sorry, I am on my iPhone. I apologize.
That's why I couldn't identify you.
So, you got anything further to add to what Mr. Einbinder already provided?
No, I appreciate him stepping up there real quick. I was trying to figure out how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, the insurance certificate was not initially provided with the letter asking, but I can get that. That's not an issue. I can certainly get that for you. I did understand there was an issue with opening the bathrooms for us for the night. Are we going to be okay? We're going to be able to use those?
Did the request go to the DPW for input?
It did. The bathrooms are currently closed to the public right now, and they haven't been reopened for any event requesting the park. There's been a necessity for those people to get porta potties, I believe. Jeanette, you may be able to advise more on that than I can.
Yes, that's correct. They're not open for public use. And if there is an event there that needs to have a bathroom, that we've instructed them to get a porta potty, and there's a map of where it should be placed.
Okay, so that would fall on us.
Correct.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to figure out. I can't ask the kids to go all night.
No. No drinks for the kids, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
thank you. I appreciate it.
That was helpful. Okay. Any other questions from the council for the Scouts? Seeing none, I will ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Council President Farkas?
Aye.
Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Newbauer?
Aye.
Councilman Peretti?
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana?
Aye.
Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
So moved. Thank you. Next, will the clerk please read Resolution 120-182 by title?
A resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown granting permission to host trunk or treat at Borough Park on October 24th, rain date October 25th.
What is the pleasure of the council?
I make a
Move that
motion.
this resolution be adopted.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Dixon, second by Councilman Peretti. Is there any discussion or question?
Yes, Madam Mayor. I have just a statement and a question at the end of it. I did look over the application for trunk or treat. It was a very well detailed application. It was outlined significantly well for COVID-19 issues. It gave us all the details of what the event will be, and I do appreciate an application that is so finely detailed like that. My only question is the same as for the Boy Scouts: is will they be supplying a insurance rider for this event as well?
So I know we have someone from the MEF. Oh, thank you.
Ms. Tetzler's been moved up and she's unmuted.
Hello, everyone. I'm here.
Hey, thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me. We do have our own general liability insurance policy that is up to date, so we are able to provide that. And just an update on what I did submit previously as far as the guidelines are concerned. I do have a mapped out version of Borough Park that I have kind of written on to show the spacing of the cars, as well as anything else that we have kind of planned to set up for that day. But we are going to be not requesting any bathrooms. We won't even have a porta potty on site because we want everybody to kind of move through and then leave. And then we also have a mask requirement that will be on our final flyers that go out for registration, as well as we are providing gloves for the adults to wear for handing out the pre-manufactured labeled candies and treats. So we're kind of trying to go above and beyond because we do really want this to happen for the kids as well as the township. So.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I have a quick question. What's the number of people that you would anticipate?
So last week we put out on social media as well as through Parent Square in the schools, just like an interest flyer to see how many people really would even want to attend before we even go any further. And so far we have 140 people interested in it. At this point, that's 12 cars in the lot, plus the families of those cars, as well as some of those people are just attendees for the event. But I think people were kind of waiting to see if this was really going to happen or not. But
Right.
we want to cap it if necessary. At the guidelines right now are stating 250 people outside. So we will cap it at that just so that we don't push any of those standards and create a safety issue for anyone.
Okay. And the kids just go through and as you said, leave, right?
So
So it might not all be at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay.
We'll have kind of at where the playground is, on the Borough pool side, there will be a check-in table. So everyone has to pre-register. There will be marked lines on that sidewalk and then up onto Violet Terrace. And then we'll be kind of manning when they come in so that they're moving through each car without another group right behind them.
Okay.
And we'll do like a loop around and then they'll exit up between the pool and the playground there where there's that walkway next to the gazebo.
Got it.
And they'll head out to their cars and hopefully everybody has a good time.
Good.
Sorry, Mayor. Ms. Hetzler, if not already done, would you mind touching base with Chief Kennelly just to make sure he's comfortable with everything that you have going on?
Yeah, I've actually reached out to him a couple times and haven't heard back yet. Do you recommend I email or I phone call him?
I would recommend you try both at this point, but I'm going to call him tomorrow and I'm sure he'll make sure he answers your email or your call.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Council President Farkas?
Aye.
Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Newbauer?
Aye.
Councilman Peretti?
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana?
Aye.
Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
So moved. And thank you to each representative that answered our questions and explained the event. Next, we will move on to the council reports. We will start with the Department of Finance, Administration, and Planning. Councilman Phil Zambrana.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This evening, I don't have a report. Thank you.
So, Councilman, I was going to bring a little show and, oh, here it is. I have a show and tell, and maybe this is something that you can talk about at the next meeting.
Okay.
I have our fancy new tax bill, right? So I know nobody wants to see that because it's not due until November. But I did notice that, you know, it's a little new and improved. I don't know who did we have to thank about it, but I think it would be really really nice to just maybe take people through it and do a little explanation of, you know, the bill that they'll be paying in November and, you know, what you and your committee did as far as the municipal part. And, you know, I noticed it right away. I'm like, oh, this is kind of new and cool. You know, not that anybody wants to look at their tax bill, but it was a little bit different than it was before. So I think it might be helpful just to give people an explanation of, here's what you guys did, and here's some other parts of it, and this is what the tax office did to just make it a little more clear to people about, you know, before they pay on November 1st, you know, what's going on with that. So that would be helpful. It could be one of the days in October.
No problem. And if you'd like, okay. I'll even use my my own personal tax bill as an example, if that's okay.
Sure. That'd be great. Thank you. All right, next we will move on to the Department of Public Safety. Councilman Nick Legati.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have a couple of announcements here. The first of which will be for the Milltown Senior Center. It's just a reminder for their upcoming October event. If any seniors are interested, please call the Senior Center. The drop-off of donated yarn and supplies for blankets was made this week. Coming soon, a handout of home activities while staying safe at home. There will be no flu or pneumonia shots at the Senior Center. Please call Debbie Cuddy for referrals and alternative locations. Okay, I did do my monthly police report at the last meeting, but if you would indulge me, I'd like to read a letter that was sent to the borough, and it was to the police chief, Brian Kennelly. Dear Chief Kennelly, during the early evening on Sunday, September 20th, I contacted the police department reporting my carbon monoxide alarm had sounded. I believe Maya Patel was at the desk. As I reported the incident, she asked a few relevant questions and then told me to immediately evacuate the home. Within minutes, Patrolman Mike Dennis was parked outside my home. My wife and I were outside as he approached, and he too asked direct and relevant questions. My wife and I were a bit shook up, and he proceeded to take control of the situation, ensuring the house was completely empty. Mike let us know that assistance from the fire department would be arriving shortly. We had used our gas fireplace for several hours, and we thought it was the cause of the alarm to sound off. Fortunately for us, we had the proper detector, and it worked very well. The fire department personnel arrived shortly after Patrolman Dennis, and the situation was handled very well and very quickly. Once I had time to think about what happened and how each of the parties involved performed exceedingly well, I was thankful to be a resident of Milltown. Both the police and the fire department personnel performed as one would hope. In the midst of promptly performing their assigned duties, no one forgot to make sure my wife and I were safe and kept calm. I want you to know how well your staff performed and how much the efforts were appreciated. If possible, please forward a copy of this letter of appreciation to each department member and insert a copy into their personnel file. Wishing you all the well in this difficult times. Sincerely, I won't give the names because I didn't ask their permission. But I think that's a great letter. I thought it needed to be read here in lieu of a police report, and just wanted to thank the police department and the fire department for a job well done there. Now, I do also have the Milltown Fire Department September 2020 report. Total number of fire calls was 6. Total number of training details was 1. Total number of work details was 2. Total number of meeting details is 2. Total number of miscellaneous details is 2. Total incidents is 13. Ladder 73 has returned from repair after failing its annual aerial ladder certification and will be tested again in early November. The 3 remaining pieces of apparatus will now go out for repairs one at a time. All 4 fire pumps and ground ladders have passed annual certification. Approximately 12 lengths of hose failed annual testing and were removed from service. Live fire training is scheduled at the county academy for 2 dates in October. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Live fire training is scheduled at the county fire academy for 2 dates in October. The members have moved most of the contents of the 2 firehouse into the new building. Members are extremely anxious, awaiting being able to respond out of the one building. We are awaiting key fobs to be issued so that the members have access when responding to calls. The fire department would also like to thank Ralph and the DPW crew for all their efforts in helping us get ready to move into the new firehouse. Thank you, Dan Null, Chief Milltown Fire Department. And that concludes my report, Madam Mayor.
Do you want to announce any upcoming committee meetings?
Oh,
or not yet?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Sorry. I knew I was going to forget it, and I had somebody out there that was going to call me out on it, and I did. There will be a this is tricky to say. There is going to be a public safety meeting on, we're trying to get Monday, October 19th. I thought I was going to be able to have it at Borough Hall, but I am being told that it might have to be a virtual Zoom meeting as well. Working out the finer details, but as of right now, I have it scheduled for Monday, October 19th. After messing up the dates and the whereabouts, that's what we came up with, and I will make the announcement. We'll have the clerk post something on the website when everything is finalized, but I don't think we can have it in the building, but it might be a virtual Zoom meeting, just so everyone knows.
Okay,
Thank you for reminding
great.
me.
And yeah, when we have another meeting before that, so we can remind people again. But thanks, Councilman. Appreciate it. Next, we have the Department of Utilities, Council President Randy Farkas.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. 2 items for tonight's report. First item is that we are in the final stages of our water tower repainting. The lettering, as well as the borough logo, is being applied. Weather permitting, this project should be completed by the end of the week, and I'll see if Mike McClellan agrees with that. He's shaking his head yes, so so that's a good thing. So we'll be 100% complete, hopefully by the end of the week. The second item for tonight is hydrant flushing. And hydrant flushing has started today and will continue every day until completed. Please be advised that during flushing, there might be some temporary discoloration of the water as the lines are being flushed. We apologize for this inconvenience, but flushing is a mandated action that we must perform twice a year to stay in compliance with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. And that completes my report for tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. And Council President, I believe the schedule this year is different than years past. Aren't they? They're flushing during the day now rather than at night, right?
That is correct. We started doing it at night because the pressures were a little bit lower at night. The system is very fragile, to say the least. So we're going to take extra caution and do it during the day. A, it's going to cut overtime down, and B, we can get the work done during daylight hours, which is a little bit safer for our employees.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we will hear from the Department of Public Works and Recycling, Councilwoman Anna Neubauer.
Good evening, Madam Mayor. Thank you. We have no report for the Department of Public Works tonight, but I do want to just remind everyone from the Cable TV Committee, they just wanted to remind everyone that you need to submit for the candidate forum your questions either in a sealed envelope to the clerk's office or on the borough website under the calendar link for the candidates forum, your questions no later than October 12th, nighttime. And the candidate forum, just as a reminder, will be on October 14th at 7:30 p.m. on both Channel 15 and YouTube. If you'd like to be able to find all this information, it's also on the borough website under the calendar invite. That's all.
I don't know if you can answer this question, Anna. If not, we can talk about it at the next meeting. Are leaf bags available yet? From
the last time that we had talked about it, they were not, but I can follow up with Ralph to see if they are now. I know that they're on their way.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can put it on the website and talk about it at the 13th meeting, but I just was curious because it's always confusing when they start.
I haven't heard a status change about that. I know last meeting we said they were on their way, just not here yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I hear.
Okay, thank you. Next, we will move on to the Department of Environmental Health and Social Services, Councilman Ron Dixon.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This evening, I have no report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, we will move on to the Department of Recreation, Councilman James Peretti.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Short report for the Recreation Department. Only wanted to announce again that Milltown Recreation Field Youth Soccer is now open. There's a link on the Borough website under the News / section, as well as the recreation page itself. The season will begin on October 10th and will run all Saturdays through November 14th, obviously weather permitting. And that concludes for the Recreation Department. I do want to add just from the library committee that the Milltown Public Library is open. So encourage everyone, if they so wish, they can now go to the library. They have curbside pickup will still continue, but the temporary hours are also 10 a.m. through 4 p.m. Monday through Friday to actually go into the library to pick up or drop off books. So thank you for the library workers getting that up and running, and hopefully people can start taking advantage again. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, I'm on the library board too, and I forgot to that had happened, so appreciate that. And also, thank you, Councilman Peretti, for working with the MEF to move along the trunk or treat. Appreciate your efforts in being the liaison with the REC and MEF.
My pleasure.
All right, so next we will move on to the administrator report. Jeanette Larison.
And I have no report tonight, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Next we will move on to our engineer report, Mike McClellan.
You're muted, Mike.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
As they say. Okay.
Yeah.
Been a busy couple of weeks for us, so I have a short report, but many items. So first, construction on Tracy Drive is scheduled to begin Monday, weather permitting. Some notice have been sent out to the residents, or will be sent out to the residents by the end of the week, advising them of the construction start. Next on our list is the concrete slab at the Public Works has been replaced. Striping is to be done this week, weather permitting, if not next week. Landscaping in the DPW site, which has died, will be replaced. The contractor's schedule will keep you advised of when it is completed. As Council President Farkas indicated, the logo painting is ongoing. Tonight, we're here to request authorization to advertise for bids, which we have to send over to your borough attorney for his review. But right after that, whatever changes we'll make that he has, this is a preventive maintenance specification, which you may remember we were trying to get done below the bid threshold, but based upon our review and discussion with some of the contractors, probably going to go over the bid threshold. What we did to minimize the impact on the borough is to do it over 3 years. So you'll do some of the items 1 year, some of the other items in the other 2, and the item 3 years to try to minimize the cost. That's in an effort to minimize the impact on the borough. This is for the new substation. We also have gone through and updated what's called the single line diagram, which is sort of the brain behind the whole substation. And that was basically simply to remove transformer number 4, which was in the original contract. So that is ready, subject to legal review, to go out and advertise, and we'll hope for very good bids. Obviously, as you know, you don't do this work in the peak months of June and July and August. Even September these days, you have to be careful. So this is an ideal time to do it. Whatever doesn't get done before the winter, they'll be done in the springtime. It can be done inside also during the winter. So this is done by a contractor similar to some of the work you've done under your emergencies. But I think that your auditors have asked us to try and put these into a bid contract, and we will, as I said, get it over to the borough attorney for his review. Lastly, we have tonight to just update you on the corrosion control treatment report. The report is in pretty good shape. We'll be forwarding a copy to the Council President Farkas and also Administrator Larison for their review and comment, and then send to the DEP middle of the month. So that's middle of October, that is. So that's where that is. It's moving along quite well. We have had some conversations with your supervisor utilities, and he's provided some comments. Basically, what is going to happen, as you may remember, the building at Elkins Lane had a wing which is there for utility storage. It becomes an ideal spot within which to store this material, chemical, and inject it into your discharge line. So, and we're happy to go through the details with any of the council people or provide a plan to you. But essentially, it's going to be occupying a portion of that room, which was used for storage up to this point. When we designed the pumping station 25 years ago, the decision by the council at the time was to add that because you never know. And sure enough, it's come in quite handy. So it'll minimize your impacts on cost. And basically, we're looking at the size of drums, working with your staff as to what the easy way to move them around and basically inject in your system. Okay. And that's all we have tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Madam Mayor. Mike, how would you feel about setting up a little field trip for the council people and giving them an opportunity to see the, or professionals too, and get to see the pumping station and see what's actually there and exactly what you're talking about?
I like that idea. I like it a lot. I'll do it. Okay, we'll get something scheduled. Okay,
thank you.
And Mike, I see that there's a lot of enthusiasm about the painting of the tower.
Oh,
So,
good.
so wait, the end of the week, you think it'll be done?
It should be. The weather, it's weather dependent. You can imagine. The last 2 days they've held off.
Yeah.
But we'll see how the rest of the week goes. There's one day is nice. It's rain, and it depends on the dew point actually what it is.
Okay. And then the other thing, Mike, and I will follow up with you offline, but I was hoping to do maybe some sort of benchmark with you and the county about the project, about the sewer line design, to make sure that we're moving ahead with that. And so I would invite someone from the county in, maybe later on in October meeting, just to keep the public up to date on where that stands, because it's been a while, and I know that you had a lot of your due diligence to do on that, and then we'll follow up on where the county will go from there to help us out.
We're about 2 weeks away from issuing a draft report to the county.
Perfect. Okay.
And,
okay.
You should know that one of the delays, and it's not serious, but was trying to get a read from the owner of the electric utility easement that runs through Milltown.
Right.
For us to occupy, whether there's an impact on costs to the borough and whether there'll be an easement charge. So that's been something that has sort of been taking a little while, but we've reached all our conclusions, but we're happy to do that.
Great. That'll be fine. We'll schedule something then. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Hey, Mike.
Okay.
Is there,
sorry, go ahead, Nick.
Sorry, can you give me a little detail on the Tracy Drive work? What's being done initially for the phase 1 or whatever you want to call it?
The initial phase, is always with projects similar to this, is the tree removal, which is why we wanted to make sure the folks knew what's going to go on. The trees, because of the heaving of the sidewalk and the curbs, they have to be taken down first. With your electric utility, because you imagine many of the trees have grown in, through, and around the wires, and we'll be working with John Eckert to go get that accomplished. The contractor's required to do the work, but there's certain coordination. Obviously, the lines are hot. The contractor's concerned because some of the trees have actually grown around the wire. So they're coordinated. So that'll be the first thing. Next thing will happen is the curb and sidewalk will be replaced, and the driveway aprons, and then the road will be mill and paved. That's basically it. So with the way the weather's been the last few years, and I don't want to jinx ourselves, we should be able to get everything done before the winter sets.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you, Michael.
Any other questions? Okay. Next, we will move on to our attorney report, Mr. Peter Vignola.
I have nothing significant to report. I am happy to report that a number of months ago, the council authorized a easement to the county of Middlesex for the whopping sum of $500. We have executed that, and we have been paid. So we got our $500.
Great.
I did it to Miss Larison, and don't spend it all in one place. That's all I have this evening.
Okay, thanks for the good news. Okay, so that concludes our reports. We will move into introductions. We have an introduction of an ordinance. Will the clerk please read 20-1493 by title?
An ordinance fixing the salary and wages of various employees of the Borough of Milltown and providing the manner of payment thereof.
You've heard the reading of this ordinance. What is your pleasure?
Move that the ordinance be adopted on first reading, published according to law, and a public hearing be held at our next regularly scheduled council meeting on Monday, I think October 13th at 7 p.m. Tuesday, October 13th at 7 p.m. in either council chambers or via Zoom.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Ligotti, second by Council President Farkas. Any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas?
Aye.
Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Ligotti?
Aye.
Councilwoman Neubauer?
Aye. My space bar wasn't working, sorry.
That's okay. Councilman Peretti?
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana?
Aye.
Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
So moved. Thank you. Now we will move on to old business. Does any member of the council have any old business to bring before us this evening? Seeing none, I will move on to new business. Does any member of the council have any new business they would like to discuss this evening? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to audience comments. If any member of the audience wishes to make a comment, please provide your name and address for the record and follow the instructions by the clerk to be recognized.
I have shared the screen again. If you wish to make a comment and you're calling in from a phone line, you can press *9. If you're on your computer and you're a Mac or PC, you can press Option or Alt-Y. In your phone app or computer app, you can choose the option to raise hand. Mayor, we don't have any raised hands at this time.
Okay.
Oh, you do.
I see a raised hand.
Yeah, there's one raised hand.
Did it go? Oh, there it went. Sorry, my bad. Unmute. Huh.
Hi, this is Megan Guy, 29 Highland Drive. I was just curious, Mayor, about the responses that you have seen for interest in the HRC that was formed last meeting. If you could just give an update to the application process there and what you've been seeing in terms of interest, I'd love to hear about it.
That's a good question, Megan. And I will say that I had a lot of other things going on. I checked with the clerk's office last week, and I believe we had 4 completed applications, but they are going to be sending them to me. And as you know, we have, Gabriella is now in a new role, so we're a little tiny bit behind. So I don't have an answer today. It was 4 as of the middle of last week. And so by the next meeting, I will have a full update and follow up on where we will go as far as the membership of the HRC. Anything else?
Oh, sorry, I couldn't unmute myself.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't unmute myself. Thank you for unmuting me again. So no, that was very good. Thank you. I won't be able to attend next meeting, but I look forward to hearing.
Yeah, we'll definitely make sure that everybody knows where we stand.
Great.
And the changeover is at the clerk's office is, just understandably there's a lot going on, so we will be maybe a little bit slower, but we want to make sure that we give everyone a chance and go through what we do receive.
For sure. Yep, I definitely understand that. A little bit of a kink in the road.
Right.
I also was curious, is there a deadline that you're setting for applications, or are you just kind of rolling? We haven't set a specific deadline. I would sort of just say informally, we passed it and made it available at the last meeting. So that was 2 weeks ago. We'll give a little time in October. It's not going to be an open-ended. I was thinking maybe mid to later October, but we will make sure to post that on the website, and I'll let you know I'll make an announcement at the next meeting if it's going to be X date. But we're not just going to let it hang too long. I would say give everyone about a month should be enough. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, I just wanted to let you know it does still remain at only 4 applications received for the Human Relations Commission Committee.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. See, that's what happens when we all get together in the same Zoom meet. We find out.
We have another speaker.
Hi, good evening, Mayor, and everyone on the council. This is Sally Miller at 8 Harkins Road. And I wanted to ask about anything that's going to be new, any documentation or mailings for voting. I know that there's some confusion about the voting process in general. Certain places in certain towns where you can go and actually drop off the mail-in ballot, as far as mailing it in, and the information about having the polling stations here in Milltown be provisional only, and what that means for voters. The main question is, what is Milltown as a town doing to amplify and clarify a very confusing time for so many about how to vote, and how we're amplifying and clarifying that for the residents? Can you please speak on that?
Sure. I'll start, and then I will give it over to our clerk, who is the resident expert on that. So at the last meeting, I read all of the expectations for voting. There also is a link right on the front page of the Borough website that is Vote 2020, which has the information that goes in even with the county. But what I read that was provided to me to read last week is we do have every town in Middlesex County has a drop box. Our drop box is right outside of Borough Hall. You can be seen on camera when you drop that off, because it's part of right next to Borough Hall. The one voting place in Milltown will be Joyce Kilmer School. Because the state went with all mail-in ballots, the voting at Joyce Kilmer will be the paper ballots. So, and Gabriella, you can expand or give any more information, but everything is on that website. And if there's, Gabriella, do you have anything to add, or did I cover it all?
Sure, I'll happily cover it. The county is not sending out too much additional information. There will be a postcard that's sent that has your polling location. As far as it goes for Milltown, all voters' polling location will be Joyce Kilmer at 21 West Church Street. At the polls, again, I'll reiterate what Mayor said, it is provisional only. The executive order gave more options in regards to how you can submit your mail-in ballot. Traditionally, it is in the post or to the county directly. For this election, the drop boxes. Ours is located at Borough Hall. You can bring it to the county. You can mail it. And for this election only, you are allowed to bring your mail-in ballot directly to your polling location at Joyce Kilmer. You will still be subject to any lines, and you will have to sign over the ballot, and you can only bring your own individual ballot to the polling location. You absolutely cannot drop off anyone else's at the location. That is the ruling on the executive order. All information as it comes up has been posted to the Borough website under Vote 2020 with direct links to the county. The county and state are primarily responsible for advertisements, as I know that they have been doing as they did during the primaries, including commercials, billboards, and regular bulletins and posts through their social media accounts. So we've been concurring with them. We have made posts. Mr. Einbeiner has been posting for us updates as we receive them to Milltown TV and to the website again. The voter registration deadline is October 13th. So if somebody's not registered to vote, that deadline has not changed. So it will retain at October 13th. And mail-in ballots have already started being printed and mailed. So some people may have already received them. And the ballot box was opened for people to drop off if they have received it.
Great. That's very informative. And I really appreciate the detail. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Welcome. And one other thing I'll add is I did see a video. There are some things on YouTube. There was a video to explain how to fill in your ballot. It's black ink only. But the county has a lot of resources that, as Gabriella said, that you can click on the links and it will help you in the process. But I received all of my household ballots at the end of last week, so hopefully everyone else did as well.
The instructional video you're talking about, Trina, is also available on the Vote 2020 website through the Milltown. We have it embedded right into the site.
Good.
Okay, that's perfect.
That's perfect. Thank you, Gabriella.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Comments?
I don't see any more raised hands.
Seeing none, I will close audience comments and move on to council comments. Does any member of the council have any comments this evening?
I do, Madam Mayor. Not everyone has access to the Zoom chat, but there was a question asked there and then a follow-up in my email just now. And I did a little while we were here asking if there would be confirmation that when people submitted questions for the candidate forum. And I followed up with Russ just to be sure because I wasn't 100% sure. And also Gabriella reached out to me and said that first off, when people submit their question via the link on the calendar event on the website, they can opt in to receive an email saying that they submitted their question. And Russ also offered to respond to send a response and confirming that he received the question as well. So I just wanted to answer that question really quick.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it. That doesn't mean, though, if they get 100 questions, they're going to have time to answer 100 questions, but at least everyone will know that it's received.
It's just a confirmation that they received the question, right. Yes.
Okay. Anyone else have any comments this evening? All right. Seeing none, I will close council comments and ask somebody to, or I'll ask the clerk to read 20-183.
Resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown authorizing the discussion of matters in a closed session pursuant to the statutory exclusions of NJSA 10:4-12.
Okay. Do we have to vote on that with a roll call or just an aye?
What's your pleasure?
You tell me, Mr. Vignolo, you tell me. Roll call? What? Roll call. I can't, is that what you said? I couldn't hear you.
Please, can we get a motion in a second?
Okay. So you've heard that reading of this resolution. What's your pleasure?
I move that the resolution to enter into executive session be approved by council and the council will enter executive session immediately following the vacation of this Zoom
meeting.
Program meeting, whatever.
We're almost there.
Okay, so we have a motion by Councilman Legati, second by Councilman Peretti. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Farkas?
Aye.
Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Newbauer?
Aye.
Councilman Peretti?
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana?
Aye.
Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
Thank you. So moved. So we will now
we're going to enter into a breakout room.
Yep.
So you're going to get an invite to go into a breakout room. You can either immediately accept it or it will automatically pull you in. It will leave the public session open until we return.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening.
Yeah, I did.